Hello and welcome to In a Girl World. Here we discuss everything that girls are dominating in the world, from the entertainment industry and medias to the sciences. On today's episode, we will be focusing on how the females have taken control on how they're seen in the media and taking on more lead and co-lead roles in the television and film productions. Pretty cool if I say so myself. Many people have looked into research behind why there is such a gap between the genders and how that gap is slowly closing over time. Which, to me, about time it's slowly closing. It should close faster, but slowly is better than not. There have been many studies into the gender and the gaze when it comes to the cinematic spectatorship. There is even a theory that is based on the idea that we're guided by unconscious feelings and drives that we don't fully understand, which is mind-boggling to me. I don't know if that's mind-boggling to anyone else. Some might believe that the female roles in the media, be it television shows or films, were used to satisfy males' repressed desires and fantasies. And when I read about that, oh my God, let me tell you guys, I was not shocked that females were used to, I don't know how to describe it, but used to help males' repressed fantasies, I guess. Like, just basically what I said. But according to a psychoanalytic theory, female roles were mostly used to fill in spots the male roles did not, and to fill in the repressed feelings and desires that the viewers may not have when watching such medias, which was shocking to learn. When I was watching movies growing up, and even now today, I never really thought about my repressed feelings or desires or memories when it came to movies. I was just so engrossed in the action and the thrill and all of that in the movie. I never really connected that, and I found that so interesting. I don't know about you guys, so let me know. In 1975, there was a filmmaker and theorist that wrote about visual pleasure and narrative cinema. And listen to me here, guys. This is very interesting. She writes about how, like, the women were represented and stuff. Her name is Laura Melvary. I'm so sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. It might be Laura Melvary. I apologize to her if she's listening. I highly doubt it, but you never know. She wrote that women are, in the time that she wrote it, were rarely represented active agents during narratives. Rather, they appeared as passive objects, not people, but were referred to as objects. Isn't that scary to think about now today in the world that females have such large proportions in film and television shows? It amazes me. Passive objects to show their bodies or fragments of their bodies in close-ups. She is also talking about how the male spectator was being offered two kinds of subject positions to identify with, where the female spectators did not have this choice, which I think is frankly rude. But I don't know about you. I wish you guys could respond to let me know what you thought. When we are referencing the male having a choice to identify with, within the films, his choice was with the position of the camera, which frames and controls the female body image, or with the active male lead, for whom the female characters appear as objects of desire. So in a way, no matter which choice he chooses, he is choosing a center where he objectifies women as a passive, filled object seeing role. And it just shocked me when I read that narrative in a textbook. It was just interesting. I hope you find it interesting too. So let's take a look at how women are taking over the world in the entertainment industry. And this is where I deep dive into stuff. So I hope you find it as interesting as I did. In the 1970s, the female form was being used as a passive role in the media, as kind of stated previously in this episode. Whereas the male role was more forward, leading the way in the medias. They were taking charge and always there and always present and always known, where the female roles, not so much. Some people say since the 1970s and 80s, the gender in the gaze has slightly changed, especially since the younger generations have taken control, such as the millennials and the zillennials and all of them. Can't leave out any of them because they're all so brave and power moving, and they're so strong and motivated. I don't know how else to describe them. And I myself am a part of that, and I feel like I can do better sometimes. Some people I see on medias are so amazing. But back to our topic, they're all about gender equality, and they're breaking the gender norms. So when we're starting out, I just fumbled over my words there. I'm so sorry. I'm just a fumbler. I hope you forgive me. But all of the younger generations, they're all about gender equality and breaking the gender norms. So they're starting to get out there and make moves in the media world, be it for female, non-binary, trans, Black, Latino, any type of person. They're making those moves for those people, and it inspires me, and I love that about them. Some things that deserve light is that women are no longer really seen as just passive roles in the film industry. There are many leading women roles, such as movies and roles such as Captain Marvel with Brie Larson. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name again, but I don't think I did. Fingers crossed. She also starred in the movie called Room. I read that book, Room, back in high school, and this is probably dating myself a little bit. I read it back in grade 9, which was 2009, 2010. And it was an amazing book, and when it got adapted to a movie, they brought it to life. It was my favorite book as a kid, and the movie was magnifique. She did such a great acting job. And the movie itself was award-winning. She won an award for it. So when I saw both these movies, I saw Captain Marvel and Room, I have to say they both gave me chills. Her acting and the representation of the female embodiment was amazing. She had definitely a face to watch out for in the future of the entertainment and media industries. She is definitely going to be breaking the gender norms and breaking the industry when it comes to the gender rules and stuff like that. She's going to be taking on a lot more lead roles in the future. I can definitely see it, and I hope you agree. If you don't, tell me why you don't agree. I would love to hear your reasons. While doing some research for this episode, I found some interesting factoids that I want to share with you about women in the film and media industry. So let's take a look and wander down a little chit-chat hole for a few. Hope that's okay by y'all, that we take a little chit-chat roll and get lost in some factoids, because that's my favorite thing to do. I'm a nonstop factoid person in my family. My family makes fun of me for it. Anyways, women and even girl actresses started to get some recognition as early as 1930, which I thought was very interesting because that's so early on in the media industry to get recognition. Especially, they were such passive roles back then that males were so very widely known and very leading. For reference, Shirley Temple was the first woman to receive a special Oscar. And by special, I mean they made a smaller version of the award for her because she was a little girl at the time, which, in a way, I don't think is fair. I feel like she should have got an actual sized award when she grew up, not a smaller one. But that's just me. That's how I feel. So, beggars can't be choosers. I just feel like she lucked out on that one. though women are able to earn awards for their parts in entertainment industry. It was rare for them to be taken seriously like their male counterparts until recent years. And I believe a lot of people would say the same when it comes to looking and thinking about how gender bias in the film industry is when it comes to pay. The pay is so different nowadays when it comes to looking at how genders are paid. There is some female leads that are getting way more than their male counterparts now, but back in the day you would definitely not see that, and I find that so interesting. That's another way we're taking control of the industry, and it's just so interesting to read about how pays have changed. But that's just me. I love learning about that stuff. Another fact is, I'm just all over the place. My facts are just scribbled on this napkin. I don't know what to do with myself. Just give me a moment to find myself here. Yeah, so these facts are just so interesting. They just have me all over the place. So the women in this industry, they're boss-ass women. I'm sorry for swearing, but it just had to be said. They are boss. They are amazing. They're showing the world who's in charge and who's ruling and who's taking the lead in this. So another fact, let's take a look. It was not until the 2000s. The 2000s. So it was literally not until like 20 years ago, which seems like a far way in the distance now, but it doesn't seem that far. But it wasn't until the 2000s that we had an African American woman win an award for her talent, which the lucky winner was Halle Berry. We all know her. She's amazing. And her award was for her role in Monster Ball. I personally have not seen this movie, but I think after reading this fact, I may have to search for it and see what it's all about. Actually, how about we do that right now? I think we'll be a good chit-chat hole type thing. So let's take a look here. Let me type properly. Halle Berry, if I can type her name. Here it is. Let me take a quick read. So I'm gonna talk how I talk as I read. So please forgive me. So sorry for the silence here for a few seconds while I get a few sentences into my brain. But it looks like the movie is about a father and son who are correctional officers. And the son is, quote unquote, and I'm using air quotations, but you can't see me, a weak and softling when it comes to walking one man to his execution. The title Monster Ball comes from the celebration from the correctional officers that participate in the execution the next day. Are you kidding me? I would not. If they do that nowadays, I swear to God, I disapprove. I disapprove in this, plain and simple, but it sounds interesting. I kind of want to watch it. And that's just the start of it. It's not even telling me about the whole plot yet. I haven't read the whole plot. I haven't even read where Halle Berry comes in. So, and it says here I can rent it for $3.99 on Prime streaming service. I might have to do that. I don't know about you, but I might just have to do that. Seems very intriguing. Let me know if you watch it. If you have a chance, if you comment or that, let me know. I want to know. So let's see. What other facts do I have up my sleeve? Let's see. Let me check my sleeves. Oh, look at that. This Guelph sweater has a full length of knowledge. It was not until the 2000s that a female was nominated for Best Director, and that was Sofia Coppola. Again, butchering names. I suck at pronouncing names. That was for the movie Lost in Translation, and a major first, and I expect many more to come from here. was come from here on out. I don't know why I said was, but just forgive me. From here on out would be the first and so far only female winner of an Oscars Best Director. And that lucky winner, you may ask, was not Sophie Cappella, but Catherine Bigelow. Again, probably butchered the name. I'm going to say that after every name I pronounce because I suck at pronunciation. I just suck. So Catherine won this award for directing The Hurt Locker in 2010, where Sophie Cappella was nominated back in 2003, I believe, if I remember my factoids correct. I personally never seen any of these movies, Lost in Translation or The Hurt Locker, but with these facts, I have a feeling I'm going to be looking them up afterwards and possibly having a binge day when my work and that happens to allow it, which will probably be after exams. I don't know about you, but I feel like it's definitely needed. Haha. Movie binge. Who wants to grab the popcorn and share the couch? Because I got enough blankets for everyone. If we need more evidence that the female gender is boss, and yes, for the haters that are out there that might be listening, that includes trans and non-binary folks that identify with the gender, so get over it. 2019 showed a 13-year high for females having lead and co-lead roles in the film industry. 43 out of 100. You heard that correct. 43 movies had leading or co-leading female roles. And that officially puts them at par with the diversity seen on television when it comes to female leads. So way to go, females. Way to go, film industry. You're about time you get on par with the television people. I'm glad we're getting up there. I'm glad we're getting more diversity and stuff like that. Way to go. Woohoo. Let's celebrate. Dance party. I don't have buttons to play music. I'm a low budget here. But I found that fact interesting that 43 out of 100 movie top 10 gross, not top 10, 43 out of the top 100 movies in 2019 had leading or co-leading female roles. Like, wowza. Way to go, females. Some things that we are to look out for in the future, and I'm still hoping will happen sooner than anticipated, is a woman to direct a Pixar film. A woman that is out and proud being nominated for acting at the Oscars. Gotta have out and proud people. And finally, a woman being nominated for cinematography at the Oscars. If people can win awards for acting, and females have won a lot of awards for Best Actress and leading roles and stuff like that, now it's next to see like these things for cinematography and choreography and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing those in the future. I don't know about you, but I'm going to keep my eyes peeled on future award shows. It is really clear that Hollywood film and television is making strides towards females becoming bigger. Not in size, but metaphorically. They're making them more acknowledged and less passive and more active leading roles, which I love. Hollywood is trying to make more inclusive stories, and with that is connecting with the audiences more, which helps little kids dream, be it little girls, little boys, little non-binary, they and thems, all of them. It helps them dream and connect and see themselves to what they can grow up to be. And I just love thinking about that. It makes me feel happy that my kids might have something to look forward to. Yes, the film industry has a lot to go forward in when it comes to gender equality and the gender and the gays, but it has made big strides when it comes to connecting with the audience and making the females more active leading roles instead of just passive object filling roles. So it's a huge step in the right direction for the female counterparts in the industry. Males, step aside. Your time is over. It is time for the females to take a hold and beat your asses. Again, sorry for swearing, but it's just true. We are ready to take control. We are ready to show you who's boss. And that's what it's all about. We are ready to empower, ready to take control, and ready to win over the entertainment industry. Don't know what that voice was, but I hope you enjoyed it. And that wraps up this week's episode on how the female gender is empowering each other and taking over the world. I hope to have you back next week for more empowering fun and factoids. This is Rachel, signing off. See ya!